let the dogs out? Who 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 let the dogs out?
Hey everyone, Pup Twigs here for another episode of Unleashed. And joining me today from Portage, Michigan is Koda Karsh. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I am doing good here today and everything, enjoying some nice weather.
Yes, it is finally warmed up in Michigan, so
Well, that's
snow's a
good.
little bit melty. It's a little wet outside.
Yeah, well, that's good. So I'm just going to dig right into it. First thing I'd like to find out is what was your inspiration behind your pup name?
Um, so the first name comes from a nickname my mom gave me when I was younger.
Okay.
Um, Coda, it's from the movie Brother Bear. He is the little brother bear in the film. And that's kind of how she's always viewed me as like a person who just follows, just not annoys, but pesters for answers.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The last name is actually a name of a character in the movie Twitches, because it's one of my favorite movies.
Awesome. So you've taken two of them and put them together as a pup name, which I like that.
Yeah.
Well, so give me also the story behind your pup hood and the choosing of looks like lime green, pink, black, purple. Just
Yep.
trying to see all the colors.
That's it. So I originally started, I was a purple pup. That
Okay.
is my still standard when people ask what my colors are. Uh that is because of the hanky code. I am a follower of the hanky code. I do
Okay.
like piercing and needles and stuff like that. I am the oddball. Um but uh the neon comes from me being a raver. I take
Okay.
this out whenever I go raving. People love it, and it's a great way for me to break barriers, especially when I'm out in the club or in a
Yeah.
festival.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, you don't find too many people that even discuss or even talk about the hanky codes anymore. But I know they've been around for years, and some people go by them, but not a lot anymore.
No, I personally feel it's a dying art of identifying what colors are what.
Yeah, I do too. I really do. So, how long have you been a pup?
I've been a pup for 5 years. Fetish curious is what I like to say
Okay.
since, oh God, I want to say like 10 or 11 years now. Pretty much as soon as I started going through puberty, I knew I wasn't like the others.
And there is nothing wrong with that. So in your five-ish years that you've been in the pup community, what have you found to be the easiest part of being in it?
Um, I think it's just the like identification and socializing while out in public. There's like such nuanced things that I as a pup and a person who plays with pups, um, you can kind of recognize it on people. I
Hmm.
mean, some people wear day collars, some people have paw print tattoos. You can kind of sniff them out in public, and having something that correlates like that, you can kind of just point to it and see if it sparks up a conversation or not. Um, I've had people while I'm out bowling or different occasions when I was wearing my day collar, when I was collared, uh, that they would notice my day collar and instantly jump on their phones. And not even 5 minutes later, I'd get a message on Recon or PupSpace or FetLife from a nearby account, um, because they just instantly went to search when they saw the day collar.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, well, On the flip side, what have you found to be the most difficult part?
Um, I would say the, and I don't mean this in a mean way, but the overpopularization of it. It has become a character for people
Mm-hmm.
versus an a form of an outlet. It's deeply rooted with the fetish community. It all started from degradation, submission, and overall domination of a person, degrading them to the point where they're just treated like a dog.
Yeah.
And that's my side of it. I definitely stick more towards the I'm a dog. That's how I'm treated at home. That's, where I belong.
Okay.
Um, but I also know people use it as basically a form of drag, where
Hmm.
it's the only way that they'll have interactions outside of their homes.
Okay. Yeah, and I've seen that. Yeah, you're right.
So I just think people need to understand not that it has to stay where it came from, but it needs to still follow that general concept. This is not meant for kids,
Oh, yeah.
it is not. So we need to stop acting as if it's appropriate for children.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I got
Um,
you. Um, what advice would you give someone that's just now thinking about getting into the pup play?
um, the hood does not make the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I when I started off, I had an AliExpress hood, which is just a cheapo Chinese knockoff, right? Um, you don't even need that. Just being in the simplistic mindset of your place is your place and you belong in your place,
Yeah.
and training yourself with that is a great way to start. You need to acknowledge that you yourself are connected to the person that you imagine.
Yeah.
You're not going to be the perfect sub right from the get-go. So you don't need all the expensive gear and all of this just to try it out. And you find out that that branch of fetishism might not be what you wanted.
Yeah. True. Very true. Awesome. Well, what inspired you 5-ish years ago to embrace the pup lifestyle?
Um, I had always been curious about it. And when I turned 18, I decided to join FetLife. I was a good boy and I waited. But about a month after I joined, I had just seen the sheer amount of pups that truly exist in the community,
Yeah.
and conversated with a few of them, and had come across my previous sir and his husband, where we ended up meeting up. We were together for 5 years, and we
Wow.
just recently broke up not too long ago.
Yeah.
And whole kerfuffle. I don't need apologies or tears or nothing for it. We were just weren't meant for each other.
Yeah. That happens.
So it's a growing experience, and it was very. I see it. I think I want it, so I'm gonna go for it. Uh, and there wasn't really a second thought to it. It was just I feel it in my bones that this is something I want to try, so I'm going
Hmm.
to try it.
Well, hey, there you go. Glad you are in it.
Yeah.
So this is kind of outside the puppy community realm, but if money were no object for you and you could travel anywhere in the world, where would be your dream destination?
See, I get asked this, and it's always the same answer. It's always Thailand. Um,
There are so many that want to go there. It's a good place.
eh, people are people in our community very specifically. Um, Thailand is where you need to be. There's a lot of gear. There's a lot of openness with
Mhm.
um, queerness and fetishism. It's far more open than even Amsterdam is. Uh, and it's been a dream of mine to be there. So hopefully within the next few years I'll have enough money saved. But
Well, I hope you make it.
yeah,
Because that would be an awesome place to go. Even I would love to go there.
oh yeah.
So what does the pup community look like there in Portage, or do you have to travel a distance to go to be with other pups?
Well, there is a pub community. There's a definite pub community. There's a handful of us out here. Um, since we are, in the greater Kalamazoo area,
Hmm.
um, we do have the ease of access to like Kalamazoo, Battle Creek. So a lot of people from just on the outskirts of where I live are usually participants, but um, the community is not cohesive.
Okay.
Um, Whereas if you were to go more south of us, like Detroit, Detroit has cliques and circles and pups no pups and
Hmm.
there's drama, all that. Up here we just barely know that each other exist. Uh, Not to say that's a bad thing or a good thing, but it's more of I think people are just too scared to have it too close to home.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand.
Um, Michiganders, a lot of us, we tend to just go out to like Chicago. If we
Hmm.
want to express this kind of thing, we'll go to like IML or, just hang out in Boys Town for the weekend or whatever.
Yeah, I've done
Uh,
IML several times. I've gone to the festival they have at Boys Town a couple of times when I lived up there. Loved it in Chicago as well.
mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah, I've got quite a few buddies that live out there. One of my, he's such a sweetheart. One of my buddies is a rubber boy, and he hosts the rubber party for Chicago Pride.
oh, nice.
And and I'll just get photos and stuff from his different socials of just all the different pups and all the gorgeous rubber and pretty much every gear that shows up to the party. It's just so nice to see how free people are to do that.
Yeah, oh, I agree. Wow, that's pretty awesome. So if others wanted to reach out to you, how's the best way for them to reach out?
Oh, this is where we plug the socials. Okay, so you pretty much find me on any app that you assume a Kinkster is on. Blue Sky, X, um, FetLife, Recon, Pup Space, Growler, all the apps. I'll either be under Koda Karsh 01, or Koda Pup 01. Um, those O's are zeros, by the way. I'm
Okay, okay, good.
weird.
Just
Um, but if you find me, give me a shout. I'm a pretty talkative pup, so don't be afraid to reach out.
oh, that's awesome. Well, any last words before we get off here?
Um, Drink water, eat your damn lunch, and don't be afraid to be the oddball in the group.
There you go. Agreed. Well, it has been a pleasure getting to talk to you, and hopefully we'll talk again real soon.
Yeah, it's been lovely. Definitely give me a shout if you ever have questions about pretty much anything in the community.
Awesome. Will do. Thank you. Bye.
Have a good one.